Hello everyone, I hope you're doing well. It's time for another edition of Coffee with Kelly, or actually Water with Kelly. I hope everybody had a really nice Christmas and a great time with your family, enjoyed all that love under the Cancer full moon. I had a very enjoyable Christmas season with my family and my parents. Um, Yes, it was a hectic week. It was. I had a really busy week. I kind of died on Christmas Eve. You know how that goes. I have this really weird autoimmune disease that tries to get the best of me, and it kind of stopped my heart on Christmas Eve. But thanks to my kids and my husband standing there and supporting me and praying over me and sending me tons of love. I mean, I was actually out of my body. And I had all the angels around me, and I was given a choice, and I'm here. So what do when you die, come back to life, and you gotta get up, shake the dust off, and keep going. So I guess my job's not finished here, and here's another Coffee with Kelly. Sorry, I'm not all made up. I'm snuck in my living room again with my blankie because I still really don't feel well. It's kind of hard to bounce back from the dead a couple of days ago. Um, but here I am, and we're doing it, and we're not going to let that get us down. So what I wanted to do is I got these really nice cards from my mom. She's always giving me tools, and these are the new Fairy Tarot cards by Doreen Virtue and Radley Valentine, and I got these for Christmas. So I'm really excited about that because these just came out, and I really wanted to play with them, and they're brand new. I haven't even taken them out of the plastic yet. So we are going to share them together and do a beautiful reading with them because I'm sure they're really fun. So I'm going to open it up. And I wanted to show you too, since this is a new deck, how you consecrate your cards when you get new tarot cards. Because, a lot of people, they don't let other people touch their cards just because it will bring that person's energy in there. And your cards are kind of like your Bible. You want to keep them to yourself, and you don't want other people's energy in there. But you have to talk to your cards first and bless them and touch each one of them, so you kind of imprint them with your energy. If I could get this box open. It's like totally stuck here. So what we're going to do is take the cards and touch each one. Let's see. Okay, here we go. And they come with this neat little book. And they give you a little guidebook on there. So we're going to bring them out, and they're really pretty. They have silver on the outside. Look, very bling, very pretty. And on this side they have the fairies. That's like the back of the card. And these fairy cards, since fairies are angels of nature, the cards are based on the tarot system, but instead of there being like wands, cups, pentacles, or swords, they separated them into seasons. So you have spring, summer, autumn, and winter. And then you have the major arcana cards. So what you do is when you first take your cards out, you're going to touch each one by one. I mean, you don't have to sit there and, you can spread them out and, let your fingers touch each one. But I actually separate them. Okay, then after you separate them one by one, I kind of split them in half and kind of bend them, this way and then that way, just so they separate, because they have that glitter on the outside and they get kind of stuck. So now, once you have touched one and you've printed it with your energy, we will shuffle them all up. Usually I'll just go ahead and shuffle, but since these are brand new, they're all in order. Starting with the Major Arcana, the Dreamer card, 0, and it goes straight through. So I'm going to separate them in a bunch of different piles to start getting them in different, order here. And you have to shuffle them up really good. And you want to make sure that as you're shuffling up your cards, you're talking to them and you're also asking God for guidance and praying over them and asking whatever angels you need at the moment. If you're looking for protection, you can call down Archangel Michael, or if you're looking for healing, we could call down Archangel Raphael with his emerald green light for healing. We can call down Archangel Ariel with her beautiful pink light of love. And so they'll give us a nice clear reading. So this is the first time I'm using these cards, but basically all tarot cards are the same. They just put different scenes on them, and these are very gentle and easy. Most of Doreen Virtue's cards are. They're not the typical old-fashioned scary voodoo kind of tarot cards. They go back to the original meaning of what tarot was. That was to give us, guidance from the angels. So I think I shuffled these up enough. And they're so pretty. They have beautiful teal and indigo, and they just remind you of kind of being in a foamy seafoam ocean, like on a sunset. They're very pretty because they are earth angels. And we're going to ask them to give us a reading because we are going into the beginning of a new year, 2016. So happy new year. It's going to be a wonderful year. I mean, it's going to be a wonderful year for everybody because 2016 is 6 and 1. 7 plus 2 is 9. So we're in a fruition year. We're going to be in a fruition year. 2016 would be like the end of the cycle from 0 to 9 before it starts over at 10, and then you start into the master numbers, the double digits. So that means that we have come full circle, and this is the end, the fruition, the ending year in 2016. And we're all about manifesting whatever our New Year's resolutions are. And we just came out of that wonderful Capricorn, and that wonderful, we're in Capricorn, but we just came out of that wonderful Cancer full moon with that love, and we're taking that right in until we come up to the Capricorn new moon, which will be in January 2016. Now, we will be going into a Mercury retrograde, but it won't be until the 5th of January. So you want to make sure that anything that has to do with contracts or important documents, anything that would have to do with direct communication, something that you need to be really precise on, that you do that before the 5th, because when Mercury goes into retrograde, he's the messenger, and communication goes reverse. So everything is again. You're going to reevaluate, reassess, relax, rewind. So we're kind of going backwards. That's what retrograde means. So you don't really want to sign contracts or do any kind of big business during that time. That's the kind of time where you want to just like go in and reevaluate and reassess what you would like to do. And it's a really good time, like a downtime for our body. And we're going to see what we get with these cards. These are so pretty. Let's see. Okay. Since they're new, when I was playing with them, one card came up, but I put it back in because I wasn't officially going to start. But here's the first one. This one came up for Monday and Tuesday, and this one was right next to it. So we're going to use that as a bonus card for Monday, Tuesday, because they came up together. So the one that's underneath will be the first one, and the other one would be kind of like an accent to it. Then we have, and this is funny because this is the card that originally popped up when I first started and I pushed it back in. So this card actually wants to come up. So this is going to be for the middle of the week. And for our weekend. This is actually, the middle of the week is going to be like New Year's Eve. So that'll be our New Year's Eve card. And then for the weekend, we'll see what we have going on. Because New Year's Eve is, here we go right here. It's on Friday, so that's going to last all weekend. So here we go. And the first card that I got was the Empress. Now this is starting the week. The Empress is a 3 card, and 3 is communication. And this is where you're letting your creativity. The Empress is an action card. She wants you to know that this is about like new projects, new creativity, things that you're working on, success. This is things that this is like a business that you might be working on, a book that you're working on. And this is saying that it's going to be a success, and it's going to bring abundance or bring luxury, because she's the Empress. She's all about luxury. You see her here with her gold, and she's got the apple, which is the fruit of abundance, and she's got her crown on. So this is the beginning of the week. It says it's time to take action. Use that creative thing that you're doing, and it's time to bring that to fruition, because we're coming into 2016, which is the a number 9 year, which is for fruition. And she's a number 3 card, which means communication. So you want to do all that before Mercury retrograde on January 5th. Now, she popped up with this card, which is, of course, her husband, the Emperor. Now, this is a compliment to her. He's number 4 card, and he is stability. And the Emperor says that you use logic and structure to increase your success, and you get organized, okay? So it also says that you're a very good, compassionate, balanced leader. Now, whatever creativity and action that you're taking here with the Empress, it's time to put that forth logically. Think it through, because it's going to be a success. So you always need the yin and the yang, and that's great. That's like a sacred matrimony right there. And when you use your structure, you're ensuring that your things are going to be in place too, because you can sit there and you write a book, but you got to make sure that you have it all in order, that it's fruitful for you. Or you could make a painting, but you actually have to take it to exhibits to, sell it. So it's kind of telling you to it's time now to take action, whatever that creativity is. If you have a big business venture, go ahead and do it. Make sure you looked it through and did it all logically and structured, and it's going to be a success. So that's the beginning of for the week, for Monday. And that's awesome, Monday, Tuesday. So when we're coming into New Year's Eve, we get the Princess of Autumn. Okay, the Princess of Autumn, she's the earth sign. And these two are major arcana signs. So whenever you get more than one major arcana sign in a reading, that's a like a double whammy. It's like this is what's going to happen and this is what has to be done. So sorry, I had to stretch my legs. I can't feel like one side of my body. It's kind of still not working with me, but we're getting there and we'll be fine. And even if I have to have crutches, I'll be dancing on New Year's Eve, so don't worry about that. So the Princess of Autumn, she's coming in for um, New Year's Eve, and she's like the page of Earth. The princess is the page, and she's also a messenger. And Autumn is the Earth signs, so this is an abundance card. But a page is a young person, so it's usually a person who's, a person who studies and is cheerful and responsible, but they're also a little mischievous because they're still kids. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean this has to do with the kid. This just means you could be bringing out your inner child. And it says that there's happy news about your career. So whatever's going on here with that creativity and that action you're putting into, you have, happiness with your career. You have promotions. You have scholarships. Your well thought plans work out perfectly. So what a great way to start off a new year. Everything that you have put forth this year in 2015 has come to a fruition in 2016. And it says that you just need to push yourself a little bit to get it going, but it's going to be perfect. It's going to work out. It's going to be a success. This is the abundance card, and this is the messenger of abundance. So this means that anything that you do is right for you, and it's going to come through, and that's totally awesome. So we have the 3 and the 4 card, which I said was communication and stability, but 3 and 4 make 7 in numerology, and 7 is the number of faith. And taking action is having faith in yourself. So do it, because it'll go great and you'll be all the better for it. And then you'll come back one day and leave a comment on Coffee with Kelly going, you know what, Kelly? That was totally great advice from the angels, and it exactly worked out that way. Thank you very much. And I'll be a happy little chickadee with that. So for the weekend, after we got all of our business taken care of and it's well on its way and our fruition is happening, we get the 8 of summer. Now, the 8 means change. The 8, if you turn it sideways, it's the infinity signal. It's the infinity sign like that. And the 8 of summer is a water sign. So this would be the 8 of water, which is cups. And cups is always good, especially the 8 of cups. And this shows that she has her fairy pack all packed up, and she's walking to a new horizon. She's leaving the forest and coming out into the light. You see that? This card has to do, the 8 is with change. There's going to be major life changes. It could be you that you're moving into a new house. You're moving into a new career. You are coming back from the dead and walking in your life path. Literally, it is a major life change. It's a choice that you made, and it shows that you're packing up and you're moving out of the darkness into the light. So the desire for a more meaningful life, that means that you're really choosing to do what your life path is, and you're realizing it's time to move on. So maybe that house that you live in, you've outgrown it, or that job that you're in no longer serves your greater good, and it's choosing to make your life changes. Everything is about choice. But sometimes when you don't take the right choice or go down the right path, God will get in there and, he'll send you a lot of signs. And if you don't listen, he makes you listen sometimes. And sometimes that could be you losing a job. because that wasn't right for you and you just weren't listening, or that could be that you lost a home, or you get extremely sick and you can't stay on that path that you were on before, and it's making you guide you towards a different direction. And um the good thing about this card, this change, this is positive change, and this is the fruition that we're talking about in 2016. Now, the positive change, this isn't something like the Tower card where it's something that comes down and it's great sadness. This is more a choice of change, because you finally figured out that you're sick of living in the dark forest. It's time to pack up and walk out into the light and see what there is for you out there. And that's a wonderful, wonderful way to start out our new year, in our year of fruition. Um, you know, the only thing I could tell you is that when you're here and you have all these plans and you have all these, problems and stuff, give your problems to God. Don't don't hold them inside. Don't don't go down the road of making yourself sick or depressed. When you have a project that and you have that divine idea because it was placed there by the divine for you. So do it. Take that and bring that light out, because we need it now. The whole world needs it, especially 2016. We're coming to an end of the old ways, and it's breaking down the old grid, and we're into the new crystalline grid, and we need more people to hold that light up. And that's what our job is here for. And I have the best advice from my mom on Christmas Day, um, when I was, you know, so glad just to be alive and be able to eat again and stay here, with my family and keep going on my path. And my mom put me, something in perspective that I never thought about. So it was kind of like a, whoa, that's a great idea moment. She told me, instead of fighting with your internal sickness or your demons or whatever is bothering you inside, it's inside already in your body. So instead of fighting it and trying to stab it and kill it and take it out and take all this medicine and make yourself even more sick, or if you have that depression and you resort to alcohol or um, any kind of thing that would throw you off your life path, when you have something like that inside of you, instead of trying to destroy it, learn how to deal with it. Learn how to love it. When you love yourself, because it's in yourself, you don't have to give that entity energy, but it's there, and you let it be there over here on your side while you're here centered doing your life path. And I thought that was just like, whoa, why didn't I think of that? That's great advice. You have it in you already. So there's nothing you can really do. The only thing you can do is take care of yourself, take care of each other, love each other, and learn to live with things and love those things and let that be. Because when you're not giving power to it, it goes away. And you know what? Miracles happen. And I got the Expect a Miracle card yesterday, and yesterday I was still very, very sick. Very, very sick. I couldn't even walk. My whole entire left side of my body was paralyzed. When I got that card, Expect a Miracle, I really had to go in and meditate and reevaluate. I must have been sent back here for a reason, because I was given a choice. I was given a choice. I was actually outside of my body. I seen everybody. I seen my husband on his knees, and my son was holding my hand, my older son holding my hand, and his other hand was up and he was praying. I've never seen that. He's a 16-year-old. 16-year-olds just don't randomly pray. And my little one, who was 8 years old, was running around the house looking for the little green angel, because it's the green angel of healing that we give each other when we're sick. And he couldn't find it, and he was hysterical. And I was like out of my body, and I could see this whole thing. And the room was full of angels. And there was like a feminine, like my great grandma, I want to say, next to me. But on this side, there was this huge golden warm light. And let me tell you something. it doesn't hurt to pass away. It's literally like you just fall asleep and all of a sudden you're outside. And it's warm and it's loving and it's light, and you look and you don't feel remorse and you don't feel sadness or sickness or cold or anything. And I'm looking at my family, and the person next to me, and the only person I could say that it was, because this is what I felt, was that it was Jesus himself was right there. And he told me that I had a choice to make. And my grandma over on this side was my great grandma. She nudged me, pushed me, telling me like this, saying, "Look at the love you have. Your family still needs you. You're not done here yet. Get back in there and keep going. Keep going." And that's what you got to do. Keep on going, because, love is the answer to everything. Ego, we have to let that go. Fear, it lives within ego. And when you have the impossible, the possible lives inside the impossible. And when you have faith and you cross that line from the possible to the impossible, that becomes the possible. So yes, you can expect miracles, because miracles happen every day. Every day. Let me tell you. And I'm sending you all my love. Wonderful, wonderful 2016. Have a beautiful year of fruition. Make this a great year for yourself. Take your life path and your career choices and the things that you really wanted to do. You're traveling, you're spending your time with family. Whatever it is that is your passion, do it. Do it, because it's going to be all in divine perfection, and it's going to work out just fine. We had the abundance card, and we had two arcana cards that were faith. Have faith. It's this sacred marriage. That's soulmates. So anybody that you're finding around this time now, more or less you found your soulmate. So hold on to it. And people who are single out there, don't give up hope, because you never know. It could be right under your nose. So I'm sending you tons of love, tons of blessings, angel kisses, my darlings. And don't forget to always hold the light. Bye-bye. Happy New Year.